Hello friends and welcome back to another video. So as you can tell by the title, today we are going to be making some keychains, and I am starting off by pouring some leftover resin that I had into a couple different molds. This is just a simple heart keychain mold that I received as a freebie, but I believe you could also purchase it off of the website. I believe I got it from AAJ Molds. Um, if I remember, I will try to put the link in the description. If not, just leave a comment and I will be happy to provide that for you. Um, you could also find them on Instagram, which is where I found them. And I just think this is super cute. So there, I was a little bit off camera, but I spritzed my resin with 91% alcohol just to pop any bubbles. Um, Usually with molds, you don't want to use any type of lighter or any type of heat because it could melt the silicone and then it melts into your resin piece and it could just ruin your mold. So if you do, just be really careful and do a quick pass through on the heat that you are using, and obviously if you are going to do that with a lighter of some sort, do that before the alcohol, since alcohol is flammable. You do not want to spritz first and then go in with a flame, because then you will have a lot of fire, and that's not a good thing. So I am just grabbing a couple different molds that I had on hand. Um, so that was just a circle with some flowers. I did get most of the molds that I have off of Etsy. So, like I said earlier, if I remember, I will try to put the link in the description. Um, but I have been accumulating some molds for a while now, so I do have a pretty big collection of molds. So some are foam grips or other different types of molds for keychains, or I even have like a little shelf mold. And if you guys would like to see more mold videos, please let me know and I will start creating those as soon as I can. And I am sorry my big ol' hand is in the way of you guys seeing me distribute the rest of my resin. Um, I used a chunky glitter and a glow in the dark glitter for these two specific for these specific keychains. Sorry guys, I cannot talk today. So, um yes, I used two different colors. One is a glow in the dark and one is just a chunky, so that it didn't look too weird and it had more of a visual effect. So after I waited about 24 hours to unmold my pieces, and as you can see, they are super easy to pop out, and I did have a little bit left over, which is perfectly fine because then I am going to go in with a little tool and take off that excess. And also, if you want to keep those edges as smooth as possible, just in case you have any little ones around, resin can get pretty sharp. So with this little tool, you guys have seen it in my previous videos, it is just going to help me round out my edges and create a smoother surface. And as you can see, I'm having kind of a difficult time with that. Um, it is kind of hard because that little blade, it's curved and it swivels, so you can't really keep it in place, but I did do my best to um, just round out all of my edges and take off any sharp pieces that I may have had on my piece. So after this, I am going to go in and start building my keychain attachments. And I saw a video from Jessica Flynn. You guys have heard me refer her before, and um, I saw a video where she made a keychain with bubblegum beads. So I got some wooden beads off of Amazon, and I created a keychain that I thought would go good with the colors of the glitter that I chose. Alright, so to start the attachment, I am going to take some of this clear elastic string type. It's like for jewelry making. I use it quite a bit when I am creating my own watch bands. So all I like to do is to stretch it out first. That way it gives me kind of an idea of how the elasticity is on the string. There is different types of strings out there, so yeah, I just like the elastic ones because I can make sure that my keychain is going to be secure. And this is the finding that I will be using. And I am sorry you guys have to see my hands all dirty with paint. On the other two molds that I made, it did have some etching, so I painted those and I was waiting for my paint to dry, and I thought I had actually gotten all the paint off, but obviously I didn't. So I am just going to loop it into the little hole and just give it a little tug. You can put like a key ring or like a finding to that little hole instead of just placing the elastic directly on it, but I don't know why I just chose to not do that this time because I wanted to see how it would look. And starting off, I am obviously having some trouble with that wooden piece, so I am just going to take a needle and I am just going to maneuver that until it has my piece free, like the little hole. I guess there was like some wood stuck in there from when it was carved out. I don't know. But I got that out so that I can run my elastic through it. And at first, that's what you're going to want to do after you have your base. So I am just going to insert my different beads, and then I will be inserting that keyring finding that is off to the left. And I did struggle quite a bit with putting um, the string in the beads. Also, I did end up cutting a excess on the string, like way more than I needed. But that's just because I wanted to make sure that I had enough to go through all of my beads when I went through and put my key ring together. And by that, you're gonna see in a little while what I mean by that. So on this, I am going to put that little finding piece through, and then I am going to take the two ends of my string and place, and then I am going to place them into the hole of the first bead. And then I am going to tie a knot around that first bead, and then keep going down. So when I do this, I am just going to take that first bead and those two strings, and then I'm just going to wrap, well, I'm going to hold the beads with my fingers, and then I'm going to wrap the string around, and then I'm gonna make sure that those two ends that I had um, are tied between the first and the second bead, if that makes any sense. So as you can see there, I do have my string, and I do want to make sure that it is fairly tight. so that it will not come loose. So when I do this, after that, I am going to separate the strings and then just do a regular knot um, afterwards. And I do give it a little tug just to make sure that everything is secure and I am not going to be losing any beads in my bag or wherever I am going to be carrying this. So I flip it over, I tie a knot, and then I am going to flip the keychain over again and repeat the same knot. So after I finish this, I am just going to continue working down and making sure that I am going through every single bead, repeating the same process. So after I finished this step, I am going to take those two strands and then I am going to go through the second bead and then pulling them out at the bottom of the second bead. So I'm not going to go all the way through the last beads, just so that I can make sure that my beads are going to be super secure and I am not going to end up with a broken keychain in my bag or my purse or wherever I am using this keychain. Alright, so to finish this keychain off, I am going to repeat the same process as I did, but at the end of this, I am going to give it another knot at the very end. So I'm just going to take those two strands together and I am going to simply do the knot, and then I will snip off those two end pieces, and I am going to be giving it just a little tug just to hide all of those knots that we did in the keychain so that it can look neat and very well put together. So after I did that, we snip and just give it a little tug. Make sure that your keychain is secure and it's not going to go anywhere. So this is the first part of the keychain, and for the next part I am just simply going to add this little pom pom that I purchased off of Amazon. So it did come in this big old bag and it came with those little tassel things and then some eyelets and some key rings, but I am just going to use the tassel, a little eyelet to attach my pom pom to the keychain, and that will be all. So I actually didn't use the key rings that came with this particular, I guess, set. So all you want to do is just get that little key ring, the little eyelet piece, and these little pom-poms have a little loop. So there that is. So I am just going to pull it up a little bit and then slip that little um, eyelet, I guess it's called. I'm not sure the actual term, but I'm going to attach it and then I'm going to close it up on this part. So then I am going to take a second little eyelet, attach the tassel and the pom-pom, and also attach it to the keychain that we made. And these are great as a gift. You can make obviously a lot of different varieties, and you can even buy like plastic bubblegum beads that are super cute. I have seen a ton. I'm not a expert or anything on making keychains, but what I do know is these are super fun to make. So I will be making a couple more in the future, and I might be turning them into videos. Improving my skills is always something that I am looking forward to. So this is the finished product. If you guys liked this video and would like to see more like this, don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am trying my hardest to upload videos for you guys Wednesdays and Saturdays, and you guys could also follow me on my social media, which again will be at the end. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will be back on Saturday with another video.